to mess with your well-being physically. And I think that's something that a lot of people would probably shake their heads at until they actually see it and do the research. I'm not saying anybody should outright just believe what's being said. Go do the research. Go look it up.
I think they better look it up before our internet is totally controlled.
Yeah. The scientists that develop the stuff are on the internet, and they're putting the warnings out.
What video do you have? I'm interested to tell the audience about your video that you have that you filmed. You just mentioned a video about electromagnetic weaponry.
I filmed my neighbor moving equipment. This is a few years back. Moving the equipment into the truck to follow us to our next location. And they had to open up the garage door to do it, and we filmed the whole thing, all the equipment coming out of the garage.
Well, if at some point you want to submit that to if you at some point want to submit that to me, I'd be happy to post that for you on the Edge. It's up to you. Do you happen to have a website of your story, or has that been taken down? Or?
No, actually I don't. But I've been documenting everything, and I've actually spread it from hell to breakfast. It's not even all on this continent because I knew what level I was dealing with at the time, that I wanted to make sure that if something happened to myself or my family that it would come out in the end anyways, and that it would point fingers in the right direction. So that, although I have it, it's not even at my residence. I have to gather everything up in order to send you that video.
That'd be great. If you could do that, I'd be happy to post that because viewers would love to see that. You know, we need to get the word out there. And also, I did notice you made a post on my blog on myspace.com/airline Gang Stalkers. You did make a post on my blog, so that's great testimony there. And I certainly will keep it there just in case something does happen to you. I do have that, and I have correspondence from you. But the best thing a gang stalking victim can do is not become isolated. Once you become isolated, man, they have you. You know, you're right where they want you. And there's strength in numbers. And for every one of them that are on the dark side, there are just the same amount of us on a lighter side, you know, on a good side, on the side that wants to fight for good for everyone. And if we network together, I believe we can overcome their network of evil. I really believe that.
I do too. I do too.
Can I ask you, we're going to close in a few minutes. What else do you want to tell the listeners? What do you want them to know? What do you think should be done about gang stalking? What do you think will ultimately happen? Will we be overtaken, do you think? What will happen?
I don't believe that they will muster the power to overtake us, as long as people keep standing up and speaking about this so that more are aware. What do I think will happen? I guess what I'm saying or thinking to myself is that, yes, they have infiltrated very deeply, especially where I am. I know they have, just because I've seen the amount of stalking that is following me around at the best of times. I also see that it's gone into the utility companies, gone straight through various elements of society that you wouldn't think would be a part of it. What I'd like to say is that if you've been asked to stalk someone, question why. If they try and tell you that it's some ongoing investigation, then why did they need 30 and 40 vehicles? Isn't that really harassment? Isn't that really detrimental to any investigation to have that many people following a person around? Look up this stuff on the internet. Look to see what actually is going on. Why are people talking about this? And why are you being asked to harass people that you have no reason to hate? Why are you told to hate them? You know, I have a clean record. I have nothing against my record, except for that I spoke up on an environmental issue. So what reasoning are they giving? You know, that's pretty much it. And then maybe have a look and see where it all leads to. And maybe question the next time they try and take your children and put them in a building. that I definitely would like to see some parents.
Well, they do target children. They have no fear. I've seen pictures of infants burned.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just wonder where all this, the secrecy, why is there the need for all this secrecy? Why isn't our government forthright anymore, and why isn't the political process there anymore? You know, it's all very disturbing as far as I'm concerned.
Well, now you've told people what you think a possible perpetrator should do. What would you tell a current gang stalking victim?
A current gang stalking victim?
Yeah, who just doesn't know what's going on, who's just finding out this. What kind of advice would you give to someone to help them overcome this?
To help overcome it, I would say exactly what you said about being isolated. Connect with the others that are on the Internet. There's lots of us out there now. I mean, it is a worldwide issue. Don't trust the people that are driving around you. I've been hit. I've had road rage around me. I've seen all sorts of things, from hand signals of death threats to you name it. Don't trust them. Not for a second. I would say we need to keep building our network in order to say, hey, you know, this is not acceptable in society, and bring it up to a process where we have a voice, where we might be able to stand in Parliament or whatever government may be and say, look, this is what's going on, and why is this government allowing this?
Thank you. It's always helpful for people who are victims, you know, to get hope, because when I first became a victim, I didn't even know what this was. And I needed help, and I didn't know where to go. And a friend of mine started looking up stalking, and she came up, Gina, there's this thing called gang stalking. And I thought, no, it can't be, you know. And then I started reading about it, and that was a few years ago, and there wasn't much on it. Now it's all over the Internet. So what I would say to victims is you are not alone. Get out there and connect. And there's a great website called Freedom from Covert Harassment and Surveillance. That's freedom, capital FCHS.com. That is a great network and support system for targets. Get over there, get on it, get on the conference calls, and you will become stronger every day.
Yes. Yes, I do agree 100%. There's also a Canadian one.
What is it? Do you have it?
I don't have it off the top of my head.
Well, why don't you send it to me, and I'll post it with your interview.
Okay.
All right?
I'll do that.
Petra,
okay, thank you, Gina.
I want to thank you very much, and thank you for being so honest and sharing all that great information.
Okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate having a voice.
Anytime, and I'll follow up with you. I'm not on second interviews yet because I'm still bombarded with first interviews, so maybe early summer we can do a follow-up with you, okay?
Okay, terrific.
Thanks, Petra.
Thank you, Gina.
Bye.
Bye now.
Thursdays on the Edge. Although I have come to this conclusion by walking a different path and not the road of mainstream doctrine, would you be prepared to tolerate and accept my views on love, peace, harmony and respect, knowing they lead to the same place? If I said I saw the Creator Spirit in the wind, the birds that fly, and the swaying of a forest canopy in a summer breeze, if I told you that I love humanity, I love the wildlife in nature, and if I could for just one fleeting moment have the energy to halt the demonic tide, I might just sleep at night without a fear, knowing that at least one child has not suffered or one more tree remains aloft. If I stated to you I am not evil for seeking a solitary path to the Creator, if I explained to you that I didn't find the Creator in a stone church, I recognized His creation in the mountains of my home, I saw the beauty in the skylark hovering over my local moorland, and I understood the Spirit in the form of an elderly Mother Superior when she cradled